gentle maidens, you sing well, but vainly, for Rose is still heart-free, and looks but coldly upon her many suitors.
It's very disappointing. Every young man in the village is in love with her, but they're appalled by her beauty and modesty, and won't dare declare themselves. So till she makes her choice, there's no chance for anybody else.
This is perhaps the only village in the world that possesses an endowed corps of professional bridesmaids, who are bound to be on duty every day from 10 till 4. And it is at least 6 months since our services were required. This pious charity singularity by which we exist is practically wasted.
We should be disendowed. It'll be the end of it. Dame Hannah, you're a nice old person. You could marry if you liked. There's old Adam, Robin's faithful servant. He loves you with all the frenzy of a boy of 14.
That may never be, for I am pledged.
To whom?
To an eternal maidenhood. Many years ago, I was betrothed to a godlike youth who wooed me under an assumed name. But on the very day upon which our wedding was to have been celebrated, I discovered that he was none other than Sir Roderick Murgatroyd, one of the bad baronets of Ruddigore, and the uncle of the man who now bears that title. As a son of this accursed race, he was no husband for an honest girl. So, madly as I loved him, I left him then and there. He died but 10 years since, but I never saw him again.
But why should you not marry a bad baronet of Ruddigore?
All baronets are bad. But was he really worse than other baronets?
My child, he was accursed.
But who cursed him? Not you, I trust.
The curse is on all his line, and has been ever since the time of Sir Rupert, the first baronet. Listen, and you shall hear the legend.
Sir Rupert Murgatroyd, his leisure and his riches, he ruthlessly employed in persecuting witches. With fear he'd make them quake, he'd duck them in his lake, he'd break their bones with sticks and stones, and burn them at the stake.
His sport he much enjoyed, did Rupert Murgatroyd. No sense of shame or pity came to Rupert Murgatroyd.
Once on the village green, a palsied hag he roasted, and what took place, I ween, shook his composure posted. For as the torture grim sees on its withered limb the writhing dame, mist, fire, and flame, yelled forth this curse on him. Each lord of Ruddigore, despite his best endeavor, shall do one crime or more, once every day forever. This doom he can't defy, however he may try, for should he stay his hand, that day in torture he shall die. The prophecy came true, each heir who held the title must every day to do some crime of import vital, until with guilt or pride I'll sin no more, he cried. And on the day he said that say, in agony he died.
And thus with sin employed, has died eternally.
dear Rose, on some errand of charity, as is thy wont.
A few gifts, dear aunt, for deserving villagers. Lo, here's some peppermint rock for old Gaffer Gaddaby. A set of false teeth for pretty little Ruth Rowbottom. And a pound of snuff for that poor orphan girl on the hill.
Oh, Rose, pity that so much goodness should not help to make some gallant youth happy for life. Rose, why dost thou harden that little heart of thine? Is there none here away whom thou couldst love?
And if there were such an one, verily it would ill become me to tell him so.
Oh, nay, dear one, where true love is, there is little need for prim formality.
Hush, dear aunt, for thy words pain me sorely. Hung in a plated dish cover to the knocker of a workhouse door, with naught that I could call mine own, save a change of baby linen and a book of etiquette. Little wonder if I have always regarded this work as a voice from a parent's tomb. This hallowed volume composed, if I may believe the title page, by no less an authority than the wife of a Lord Mayor, has been, through life, my guide and monitor. By its solemn precepts I have learnt to test the moral worth of all who approach me. The man who bites his bread or eats his peas with a knife, I look upon as a lost creature, and he who has not acquired the proper way of entering and leaving a room is the object of my pitying horror. Now, those in this village who bite their nails, dear aunt, and nearly all who are wont to use their pocket combs in public places. In truth, I could pursue this painful theme much further, but behold, I have said enough.
But is there not one among them who is faultless in thine eyes? For example, young Robin. He combines the manners of a marquis with the morals of a Methodist. Couldst thou not love him?
And even if I could, how should I confess it unto him? For lo, he is shy and saith not. If somebody there chanced to be, who loved me in a manner true, my heart would point him out to me, and I could point him out to you. But here it says of those who point, their manners must be out of joint. You may not point, you must not point, it's manners out of joint to point. Had I the love of such as he, some quiet spot he'd take me to, and he could whisper it to me, and I could whisper it to you. But whispering I've somewhere met is contrary to etiquette. Where can it be? Now let me see. Yes, yes, it's contrary to etiquette. If any well-bred youth I knew, polite and gentle, neat and trim, then I could hint as much to you, and you could hint as much to him. But here it says in plainest print, it's most unladylike to hint. You may not hint, you must not hint, it says you mustn't hint in print. And if I loved him through and through, true Don't speak until you're spoken to. Poor aunt. Little did the good soul think when she breathed the hallowed name of Robin that he would do even as well as another. But he resembleth all the youths in this village, in that he is unduly bashful in my presence. Lo, it is hard to bring him to the point. But soft, he is here.
Mistress Rose?
Master Robin?
I wish to say that it is fine.
It is passing fine.
But we do want rain.
Aye, sorely. Is that all?
That is all.
Good day, Master Robin.
Good day, Mistress Rose. I beg pardon,
Oh, you were about to say?
I would fain consult you.
Truly?
It is about a friend.
In truth, I have a friend myself.
Indeed. I mean, of
And
course.
I would fain consult you.
About him?
About her.
Let us consult one another. I know a youth who loves a little maid. Hey, but his face is a sight for to see. Silent is he, for he's modest and afraid. Hey, but he's timid as a youth can be.
I know a maid who loves a gallant youth. Hey, but she sickens as the days go by. She cannot tell him all the sad, sad truth. Hey, but I think that little maid will die.
Poor little man,
Poor little maid,
poor little man.
poor little maid.
Now tell me, pray, and tell me true. What in the world should the young man do? He cannot eat and he cannot sleep. Hey, but his face is a sight for to see. Daily he goes for to wail, for to weep. Hey, but he's wretched as a youth can be.
She's very thin and she's very pale. Hey, but she sickens as the days go by. Daily she goes for to weep, for to wail. Hey, but I think that little maid will die.
Poor little maid,
Poor little man,
poor little maid.
poor little man.
Now tell me, pray, and tell me true. What in the world
should
the young
men do? If I were the youth, I should offer her my name. Hey, but her face is a sight for to see.
If I were the maid, I should fan his honest flame. Hey, but he's bashful as a youth can be.
If I were the youth, I should speak to her today. Hey, but she sickens as the days go by.
If I were the maid, I should meet the lad halfway. For I really do believe that timid youth will die.
Poor little man,
Poor little maid,
poor little man.
poor little maid.
I thank you, sir,
Thanks for your counsel
true.
I'll tell that
maid.
was he ought to do. Poor child. I sometimes think that if she wasn't quite so particular, I might venture, but no. Even then, I should be unworthy of her.
My kind master is sad. Dear Sir Evan Murgatroyd.
Hush! As you love me, breathe not that hated name. 20 years ago, in horror at the prospect of inheriting that hideous title, and with it, the ban that compels all who succeed to the baronetcy to commit at least one deadly crime per day for life, I fled my home and concealed myself in this innocent village under the name of Robin Oakapple. My younger brother, Despard, believing me to be dead, succeeded to the title and its attendant curse. For 20 years I have been dead and buried. Don't dig me up now.
Dear master, it shall be as you wish. For have I not sworn to obey you forever in all things? Yet, as we are here alone, and as I belong to that particular description of good old man, to whom the truth is a refreshing novelty, let me call you by your own right title once more. Sir Evan Murgatroyd, Baronet of Ruddigore. It's like he towers at the seaside.
My poor old friend. Would there were more like you.
Would there were indeed. But I bring you good tidings. Your foster brother Richard has returned from sea. His ship, the Tom Tit, Rajanda Adanka, and he himself is even now in this very village.
My beloved foster brother. No, it cannot be.
It is even so. And see, he comes this way.
See, in a revenue sloop and up Cape Finisterre. A merchantman we see, our Frenchman going free, so we made for the bold Monsieur. Do you see, we made for the bold Monsieur. But she proved to be a frigate, and she up with her ports and fires with a 32. It's coming near, but we answered with a cheer, which paralyzed the parley-vous. Do you see? Which paralyzed the parley-vous.
Which paralyzed the parley-vous. Do you see which paralyzed the parley-vous?
Then our captain he up, and he says he, that chap we need not fear. We could take her if we like, she is certain for to strike, for she's only a darn Monsieur. Do you see, she's only a darn Monsieur. But to fight a French fella, it's like the hitting of a cow. It's a lubberly thing for to do. For we with all our faults, why we're starting for insults, while she's only a poor parley-vous. Do you see? While she's only a poor parley-vous.
While she's only a poor parley-vous. Do you see? While she's only a poor parley-vous.
So we up with our helm, and we scuds before the breeze, as we gives a compassionated cheer. He answers with a shout, as he sees us go about, which is grateful of the poor Monsieur. Do you see? Which is grateful of the poor Monsieur. And I'll wager in their joy they kissed each other's cheek. Mwah! Mwah! Which is what them foreigners do. And they bless our lucky stars, we were hardy British tars who had pity on a poor parley-vous. Do you see? Who had pity on a parley-vous?
Who had pity on a poor parley-vous? Do you see? Who had pity on
favour us now with a wee bit of your hornpipe?
Robin! My beloved foster brother and very dearest friend, welcome home again after 10 long years at sea. It is such deeds as you have just described that cause our flag to be loved and dreaded throughout the civilized world.
Why, Lord love you, Rob. That's but a trifle to what we have done in the way of sparing life. I believe I might say, without exaggeration, that the merciful little tomtit has spared more French frigates than any craft afloat. But there, tain't for a British seaman to break, so I'll just stow my jower and tackle and belay. But, that's Stephen, Miss Mike. What's brought you on a cockbill?
Alas, Dick, I love Rose Maybud, and love in vain.
You? Love in vain? Come, that's too good. Why, you're a fine, strapping, muscular young feller, tall and strong as a togalamus, taut as a forestay. Aye, and a barrow knight to boot, if I'll add their lights.
Hush, Richard. Not a word about my true rank, which none here suspect. Yes, I know well enough that few men are better calculated to win a woman's heart than I. I'm a fine fellow, Dick, and worthy any woman's love. Happy the girl who gets me, say I. But I'm timid, Dick. Shy, nervous, modest, retiring, diffident, and I cannot tell her, Dick. I cannot tell her. Ah, you've no idea what a poor opinion I have of myself, and how little I deserve it.
Robin, do you call to mind how years ago we swore that, come what might, we would always act upon our heart's dictates?
Aye, Dick, and I've always kept that oath. In doubt, difficulty, and danger, I've always asked my heart what I should do, and it has never failed me.
Right. Let your heart be your compass, with a clear conscience for your binnacle light, and you'll sail 10 knots on a bowline, clear of shoals, rocks, and quicksands. Well, now, what does my heart say in this here difficult situation? Why, it says, Dick, it says. It calls me Dick, because it's known me from a babby. Dick, it says. You ain't shy, you ain't modest, speak you up for a message, it says. Robin, my lad, just you lay me alongside, and when she's becomed under my lee, I'll spin her a yarn that'll serve to fish you two together for life.
Will you do this thing for me? Can you, do you think? Yes. There's no false modesty about you. You're what I would call bumptious self-assertiveness. I mean the expression in its complimentary sense, has already made you a bosun's mate, and it will make an admiral of you in time if you work it properly, you dear, incompetent old imposter. Oh, my dear fellow, I'd give my right arm for 1/10 of your modest assurance. But my boy, you may take it from me, that of all the afflictions accursed, with which a man saddled and hammered and addled and diffident nature's the worst. Though clever as clever can be, a crichton of early romance, you must stir it and stop it and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. If you wish in the world to advance, your merit you're bound to enhance. You must stir it and stump it and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. If you wish in the world to advance, your merit you're bound to enhance. You must stir it and stump it and blow your own trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. Now take for example my case. I've a bright intellectual brain. In all London City there's no one so witty, I've thought so again and again. I've a highly intelligent face, my features cannot be denied. But whatever I try, sir, I fail in, and why, sir?
I dunno.
I'm modesty personified. If you wish in the world to advance, your merit you're bound to enhance. You must stir it and stump it and blow your trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. If you wish in the world to advance, your merit you're bound to enhance. You must stir it and stump it and blow your trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. As a poet, I'm tender and quaint. I'm passion and fervour and grace. From Ovid and Horace to Swinburne and Morris, they all of them take that place. Then I sing and I play and I paint, though none are accomplished as I. To say so with treason, you ask me the reason.
No, I didn't.
I'm diffident, modest and shy. If you wish in the world to advance, your merit you're bound to enhance. You must stir it and stump it and blow your trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance. If you wish in the world to advance, your merit you're bound to enhance. You must stir it and stump it and blow your trumpet, or trust me, you haven't a chance.
It's 1,000 pities he's such a poor opinion of himself. For a finer fella don't walk. Ah well, I'll do my best for him. Plead for him as though it were for your own father. That's what my heart's a remarking to me just now. But here she comes. Steady. Steady it is. By the Port Admiral, but she's a tight little gruft. Come, she's not for you, Dick. And yet, she's fit to marry Lord Nelson. By the flag of old England, I can't look at her unmoved.
Sir, you are agitated.
Aye, my lass. Well said, I am agitated true enough. Took flat aback, my girl, but 'tis not, 'twill pass. This here heart of mine's a dictating to me like anything. Question is, have I a right to disregard its promptings?
Can I do aught to relieve thine anguish? For it seemeth to me that thou art in sore trouble. This apple?
No, my lass. T'ain't that. I'm took flat aback. I never see anything like you in all my born days. Par buckle me if you ain't the loveliest cat I've ever set eyes on. I can't say fairer than that, can I?
No. The question is it meet that an utter stranger should thus express himself? Yes, always speak the truth.
I'd no thoughts of saying this here to you on my own account, for truth to tell I was tortured by another. But when I sees you, my heart it up and it says it, this is the very last for you, Dick. Speak up to her, Dick, it says. It calls me, Dick, it calls we was in school together. Tell her, old Dick, don't sail under false colours, it's mean. That's what my heart's a-telling me to say. And in my rough, common sailor fashion I've said it. And I'm a-waiting for your reply. I'm a-trembling, miss. Looky here. That's nervousness.
Poor fellow. Now, how should a maiden deal with such an one? Keep no one in unnecessary suspense. Behold, I will not keep you in unnecessary suspense. And except accepting an offer of marriage, do so with apparent hesitation, I take you, but with a certain show of reluctance. Avoid any appearance of eagerness, though you will bear in mind that I am far from anxious to do so. A little show of emotion should not be misplaced. Pardon this tear.
Rose, you've made me the happiest blue jacket in England. Why, I wouldn't change places with the Admiral of the Fleet. No matter who he's a hugging of at this present moment. But, axing your pardon, miss. Might I be permitted to salute the flag I'm going to sail under?
An engaged young lady should not permit too many familiarities. Once.
The battle's roar is over, oh my love. Embrace thy tender lover, oh my love. From tempest welter, from war's alarms, oh give me shelter within those arms. Oh give me shelter within those arms. Thy smile alluring, all heartache curing, gives peace and glory. Oh my love, oh my love.
If heart more true and tender, oh my love, a life love can engender, oh my love, a truce to silent tears of brine, for joy undying shall aye be mine, for joy undying shall aye be mine, and thou shall live and die without a sigh,
Without a sigh,
my own love. And thou and thy love shall live and die long without a sigh,
my own, my love.
If will he suit us then, oh may they soon be wed. Oh tell us pray, what doth the maiden say? In singing or in justified, in singing or in justified. Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride, let the nuptial knot be tied. In their praises, hail the bridegroom, hail the bride.
Well, what news? Have you spoken to her?
Aye, my lad. I have, so to speak, spoke her.
And she refuses?
Why, no, I can't truly say she do.
Then she accepts. My darling!
Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride. Let the nuptial knot be tied. In the breezes, in the shore. Go, go, go.
Now, what should a maiden do when she is embraced by the wrong gentleman?
Belay, my lad. Belay. You don't understand.
Oh, Sir Belay, I beseech you.
Belay?
You see, it's like this. She accepts, but it's me.
You!
Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride. Let the nuptial knot be tied.
Hold
In the
your
breezes,
tongues, will you? Now then, what does this mean?
My poor lad, my heart grieves for thee. But when I sees her, and just as I was going to mention your name, my heart it up and it says, Dick, you fell in love with her yourself, it says. Be honest and sailor-like, don't skulk under false colours. Speak up, it says. Take her, you dog. And with her my blessing.
hail the bridegroom, hail the bride. Let the nuptial knot be tied.
Will you be quiet? Go away! Vulgar girls.
What could I do? I'm bound to obey my heart's dictates.
Of course, no doubt. It's quite right. I don't mind. That is, not particularly. Only it is disappointing, you know.
Oh, but sir, I know not that thou didst seek me in wedlock. On very truth, I should not have hearkened unto this man. For behold, he is but a lowly mariner, and very poor withal. Whereas thou art a tiller of the land, hast fat oxen, many sheep and swine, a considerable dairy farm, and much corn and oil.
That's true, my lass. But it's done now. Ain't it, Rob?
Oh, still, it may be that I should not be happy in thy love. I am passing young, and little able to judge. Moreover, as to thy character, I know not.
Nay, Rose, I'll answer for that. Dick has won thy love fairly. Broken-hearted as I am, I'll stand up for Dick through thick and thin.
Why, thank you, messmate. That's well said. That's spoken honest. Thank you, Rob.
Yet, methinks I have heard that sailors are but worldly men, and little prone to lead serious and thoughtful lives.
And what then? Admit that Dick is not a steady character, and that when he's excited he uses language that would make your hair curl? Grant that he does. It's the truth, and I'm not going to deny it. But look at his good qualities. He's as nimble as a pony, and his hornpipe is the talk of the fleet.
Why, thank you, Rob. That's well spoken. Thank you, Rob.
There, that's just a bit of it.
But it may be that he drinketh strong waters, which do bemuse a man and make him even as the wild beasts of the desert.
Well, suppose he does, and I don't say he don't, for rum's his bane and ever has been. He does drink, I won't deny it, but what of that? Look at his arms! Tattooed to the shoulder! No, I won't hear a word against Dick.
But they say that mariners are rarely true to those whom they profess to love.
Granted. And I don't say that Dick isn't as bad as any of them. You are, you know you are, you dog. a devil of a fellow, a regular out-and-out Lothario. But what then? You can't have everything. And a better hand at turning in a dead-eye don't walk a deck. And what an accomplishment that is in a family man. No, not a word against Dick. I'll stick up for him through thick and thin.
Thank you, Rob, thank you. You're a true friend. I've acted according to my heart's dictates, and such orders as them no man should disobey.
In sailing all life's ocean wide, the heart of your only guide. In sophistry and favoring wine, yourself impose, who's always mind.
My heart heart says to this maiden strike. She's captured you, she's just the sort of girl you like. You know you do. If other men her heart shall gain, I shall resign. That's what it says to me quite plain. This heart of mine, this heart of mine.
My heart says you've a prosperous lot. With acres wide, you mean to settle all you've got upon your bride. It don't pretend to shake by axe, by word or sign. It merely states these simple facts. This heart of mine, this heart of mine.
10 minutes since my heart's in white. It now says black, it then says left, it now says right. Heart's off in tack, I must obey its latest strain. You tell me so, but should it change its mind again? I'll let you know, I'll let you know. In sailing all life's ocean wide, no doubt I want to be your guide. But it is awkward when you find a heart that does not know its mind. A heart that does not know its mind. A heart that does not know its mind.
Cheerily carols the lark over the court. Merrily whistles the clerk, scratching a blot. But the lark and the clerk, I remark, comfort me not. Over the ripening peach buzzes the bee. Splash on a billowy beach tumbles the sea. But the peach and the beach, they are each nothing to me. And why? Who am I? Daft, mad, crazy thing, mad Margaret, poor pig. Mad I, yes, very, but why, steady, don't call. Shh. No crime, 'tis only that I'm love lonely. That's all. but roses. In a nest of weeds and nettles lay a violet half hidden, hoping that his glance unbidden yet might fall upon her petals, upon her petals. Though she lived alone apart, hope lay nestling at her heart. But alas, the cruel awaking, set her little heart a-breaking, for he gathered for his posies only roses, only
A maiden, and in tears. Can I do aught to soften my sorrow? This apple?
No. Tell me, are you mad?
I? No. Oh, that is, I think not.
That's well. Then you don't love Sir Despard Murgatroyd? Oh, mad girls love him. Oh, I love him. I'm poor Mad Margaret. Crazy Meg, poor Peg.
Thou lovest the bad baronet of Ruddigore? Oh, horrible. Too horrible.
You pity me? Then be my mother. The squirrel had a mother, but she drank and the squirrel fled. Shh. They sing a brave song in these parts. It runs somewhat thus. The cat and the dog and the little puppy sat down in a... I forget what they sat down in, but so the song goes. Listen! I have come to pinch her.
Mercy, whom?
You mean who?
Nay, it is the accusative after the verb.
True. I have come to pinch Rose Maybud.
Rose Maybud?
I love him. He loved me once, but that's all gone. He gave me an Italian glance thus, and made me his. He will give her an Italian glance and make her his. But it shall not be, for I'll stamp on her, stamp on her, stamp on her. Ooh. Did you ever kill anybody?
Mercy, no!
No, why not? Listen, I killed a fly this morning. It buzzed, and I wouldn't have it. So it died. Pop! So shall she.
But behold, I am Rose Maybud, and would fain not die. Pop!
You are Rose Maybud?
Yes, sweet Rose Maybud.
Strange. They told me she was beautiful. And he loves you. No, no. If I thought that, I would treat you as the auctioneer and land agent treated the ladybird. I would rend you asunder.
Oh, nay, be pacified, for behold, I am pledged to another, and lo, we are to be wedded this very day.
Swear me that. Come to a commissioner and let me have it on affidavit. I once made an affidavit, but it died.
It died?
It died. But see, they come. Sir Despard Hide! Hide! They're all mad, quite mad.
What makes you think that?
They sing choruses in public. That's mad enough, I think. Go, hide away or they will seize you. Hush, quite softly, quite softly.
Welcome, gentry, for your entry. Says our tender hearts a greeting. Men of station, admiration, roses on uplifted greeting. Hearty greeting, hearty greeting of the week.
When thoroughly tired of being admired by ladies of gentle degree, with flattery sated, I've flown and inflated away from the city we flee. From towns to bureaus of greatness, world, the sudden transition is simply illusion. Come have my villas and glowing villas, your slaves for the moment are we. Your slaves for the moment, your slaves are we.
The sons of the tillage who dwell in this village are people of lowly degree. The honest and active, they're most unattractive and awkward as awkward can be. They're clumsy clodhoppers with axes and choppers and shepherds of plowmen and drovers and cowmen, hedges and reapers and cotters and keepers, but never a lover for me. But never a lover for me.
They come out of villas,
Hearty greeting,
glowing villas,
offering, offering.
thoroughly tired of being admired by ladies of gentle degree, with flattery sated, I've flown and inflated away from the city we flee. From towns to bureaus of greatness, world, the sudden transition is simply illusion. Come have my villas and glowing villas, your slaves for the moment are we. Your slaves for the moment, your slaves are we.
Why am I moody and sad?
Can't guess,
And why am I guiltily mad?
confess,
Because I am thoroughly bad.
oh yes.
You see it at once in my face. Why am I husky and hoarse?
How, why,
It's the workings of conscience, of course.
bye.
And a huskiness stands for remorse.
Oh my,
At least it does so in my case. When in crime one is fully employed,
like you,
your expression gets warped and destroyed.
it's due,
It's a penalty none can avoid.
how true,
I once was a nice-looking youth.
But like stone from a strong catapult,
a trice,
I rushed at my terrible cult.
that's vice,
Observe the unpleasant result.
not nice.
Indeed, I am telling the truth. No innocent, happy, though poor.
That's we,
If I had been virtuous, I'm sure
like me,
I should be as nice looking as you.
maybe,
You are very nice looking indeed. Oh, innocence, listen in time.
we don't,
Avoid an existence of crime.
just so,
Or you'll be as ugly as I'm. And now, if you please, we'll proceed. children. How they loathe me. Me, whose hands are certainly steeped in infamy, but whose heart is as the heart of a little child. But what is a poor baronet to do when a whole picture gallery of ancestors step down from their frames and threaten him with an excruciating death if he hesitate to commit his daily crime? But I am even with them. I get my crime over the first thing in the morning. And then for the rest of the day, I do good. I do good. I do good. 2 days since, I stole a child and founded an orphan asylum. Yesterday, I robbed a bank and endowed a bishopric. Today, I carry off Rose Maybud and atone with a cathedral. This is what it is to be the sport and toy of a picture gallery. But I will be bitterly revenged upon them. I will give them all to the National Gallery. And nobody should ever look upon their faces again.
Ask your honour's pardon, but...
Observed, and by a maddener. What would you with me, fellow?
Your honour, I'm a poor man of warsman, becombed in the doldrums.
I don't know them.
And I make bold to ask your honour's advice. Does your honour know what it is to have a heart?
My honour knows what it is to have a complete apparatus for conducting the circulation of the blood through the veins and arteries of the human body.
Aye. But has your honour a heart that ups and looks you in the face and gives you quarterdeck orders that it's life and death to disobey?
I have not a heart of that description. But I have a picture gallery that presumes to take that liberty.
Well, your honour, it's like this. Your honour had an elder brother.
It had?
Who should have inherited your title, and with it its curse.
Aye. But he died. No, Riven!
He didn't.
He did not.
He did not. On the contrary, he lives in this here very village, under the name of Robin Oakapple, and he's going to marry Rose Maybud this very day.
Riven? Alive? And going to marry Rose Maybud? Can this be possible?
Now, the question I was going to ask your honour is, ought I to tell your honour this?
I don't know. It's a delicate point. I think you ought. Mind, I'm not sure. But I think so.
That's what my heart says. Why, it says Dick, it says. It calls me Dick because it's entitled to take that liberty. That there young gal would recoil from him if she knowed what he really were. Ought you to stand up and on and let this young gal take this full step and never fire a shot across her bows to bring her to. No, it says, you did not ought, and I won't ought. According.
Then you really feel yourself at liberty to tell me that my elder brother lives, that I may charge him with his cruel deceit and transfer to his shoulders the hideous thraldom under which I have labored for so many years. Oh, free! Free at last! Free to live a blameless life and to die beloved and regretted by all who knew me.
You understand?
I think I do, with vigor and shaking the steps that be taken. It's neatly planned.
I think so too. I'll readily bet it. You'll never regret it.
For duty must be done. The rule applies to everyone. And painful though that duty be, to shirk the task with fiddly-dee, to shirk the task with fiddly-dee, to shirk the task, to shirk the task with fiddly-dee.
Likewise the bride, the maidens are merry, elated and merry, they are her chums.
To lash their pride, almost a pity, the pretty committee, for duty must be done. The rule applies to everyone, painful though that duty be, to shirk the task with fiddly-dee, to shirk the task with fiddly-dee, to shirk the task, to shirk the task with fiddly-dee.
autumn's tone. La 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 la. Winter red. La 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 la. Winter after all is best. After all, fa la 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 la. Spring and summer pleasure you. Autumn high and winter too. Happy seasons,
Hold, bride and bridegroom, ere you wed each other. I claim young Robin as my elder brother. His rightful title I have long enjoyed. I claim him as Sir Riven Murgatroyd.
Deny the falsehood, Robin, as you should. It is a plot.
I would, if conscientiously I could, but I cannot.
Armies one. Armies one.
As pure and blameless peasant, I cannot, I regret, deny a truth unpleasant. I am that baronet.
He is that baronet.
But when completely rated, bad baronet am I. That I am what he stated, I'll recklessly deny.
He'll recklessly deny.
When I'm a bad martyr, I'll tell taradiddles.
You'll tell taradiddles when he's a bad boss.
I'll play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles.
On very false fiddles, he'll play a bad boss.
But until that takes place, I must be conscientious.
You'll be conscientious until that takes place.
Deal with good grace to my morals and tensions.
Morals and tensions, and do with good grace. I'll do with good grace to the morals and tensions.
When I'm a bad martyr, I'll tell taradiddles. On very false fiddles, I'll play a bad part. I'll play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles and tell taradiddles when I'm a bad part.
When he's a bad part, he will tell taradiddles. On very false fiddles, he'll play a bad part. He'll play a bad part on the falsest of fiddles and tell taradiddles when he's a bad part. When he's a bad part, he will tell taradiddles. On very false fiddles, on very false fiddles, he'll play a bad part.
Who is the wretch who hath betrayed thee? Let him stand forth.
'Twas I, thy traitor. Hold, my conscience made me withhold your wrath. Within this breast there beats a heart whose voice can't be gainsaid. It bids me thy true rank impart, and I at once obeyed. I knew 'twould blight thy budding fate. I knew 'twould cause the anguish great. But did I therefore hesitate? No, I at once obeyed. Obeyed in her in his true heart. And if young Robin break his heart, immediately obeyed.
Farewell. Thou hadst my heart, was quickly won, but now we part, thy face I shun. Farewell, go bend the knee at vice's shrine. Of life with me all hope resign. Farewell, farewell. Take me, I am thy bride.
Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride, and the nuptial note is high. Every day will bring some joy that can never, never cloy.
Excuse me, I'm a virtuous person now.
That's why I hate you.
And I to Margaret must keep my vow. I once disliked you. Now that I've reformed, how I adore you.
Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride, and the nuptial note is high. Every day will bring some joy that can never, never cloy.
Richard, of him I love, bereft to thy design. Thou art the only one that's left, so I am thine.
Hail the bridegroom, hail the bride, hail the bridegroom, hail the bride.
Oh, happy the lily when kissed by the bee, and Sibyl tranquilly quite happy is he, and happy the filly that lays in her pride, but happy the many a pound to many a large when he embraces his bride.
Oh, happy the flowers that blossom in June, and happy the boughs that gain by the moon. But happy by ours the man of dissent, who forgetting his bed, and needs to repent.
Oh, happy the blossom that blooms on the lea, likewise the blossom that sits on a tree. With cucumber blossom they cannot compare, with those are treading the times and a wedding with people are spreading the best of good fare.
Oh, wretched the debtor who's signing a deed, and wretched the letter that no one can read. But very much better than lot it must be, than that of the person I'm making this verse on whose head there's a curse on alluding to me!
Oh, happy the lily when kissed by the bee, and Sibyl tranquilly quite happy is he, and happy the filly that lays in her bride, but always he embraces his bride, embraces his
as a newborn lamb. I'm now Sir Murgatroyd. Aha! With greater precision, without the elision, Sir Ruthven Murgatroyd. Aha!
And I who was once his valet de sham, as steward I'm now employed. Ha ha! The Dickens may take him, I'll never forsake him, as steward I'm now employed. Ha ha!
How dreadful when an innocent heart becomes perforce a bad young bot, and still more hard on old Adam, his former faithful valet de sham, his former faithful valet de sham, his valet de sham,
His valet de sham, his valet de sham.
My mind for venom and spleen and gall. Aha! Or properly speaking, it soon will be reeking with venom and spleen and gall. Aha!
My name from Adam Goodhart you'll find I've changed to Gideon Crawl. Ha ha! For a bad but steward whose heart is much too worn is always Gideon Crawl. Ha ha!
How providential when you'll find the face and index to the mind, and evil men compelled to call themselves by names like Gideon Crawl, to call by names like Gideon Crawl, like Gideon
Crawl, like
Gideon
Crawl,
Crawl,
like Gideon Crawl. Ha ha!
This is a painful state of things, Gideon Crawl.
Painful indeed. Ah, my poor master, when I swore that, come what would, I would serve you forever in all things, I little thought to what a pass it would bring me, the confidential advisor to the greatest villain unhung. It's a dreadful position for a good old man.
Very likely, but don't be gratuitously offensive, Gideon Crawl.
Sir, I am the ready instrument to your abominable misdeeds, because I have sworn to obey you in all things. But I have not sworn to allow deliberate and systematic villainy to pass unreproved. If you insist upon it, I will swear that too. But I have not sworn it yet.
Come, Gideon. I haven't done anything very bad so far.
No, owing to a series of evasions, which, as a blameless character, I must denounce as contemptible. You have, so far, nothing serious on your conscience. But that can't last, and the sooner you yield to your destiny, the better. Now, sir, to business. What crime do you propose to commit today?
How should I know? As my confidential advisor, it's your duty to suggest something.
Sir, I loathe the life you are leading, but a good old man's oath is paramount, and I obey. Richard Dauntless is here with pretty Rose Maybud to ask your consent to their marriage. Poison their beer.
No, not that. I know I'm a bad Bart, but I'm not as bad a Bart as all that.
Well, there you are, you see. It's no use my making suggestions if you don't adopt them.
How would it be, do you think, were I to lure him here with cunning wile, bind him with good stout rope to yonder post, and then, by making hideous faces at him, curdle the heart blood in his arteries and freeze the very marrow in his bones? How say you, Gideon Crawl? Is not the scheme well planned?
It would be simply rude, nothing more. Now, if you were to seize Rose Maybud and confine her to the lowest dungeon beneath the castle moat, that would be disgraceful indeed. But soft, they come.
Happily coupled are we, you see. I am a jolly Jack Tar, my star, and you are the fairest, the richest and rarest of innocent lasses you are, by far, of innocent lasses you are. Flanked by a favouring gale, you'll sail over life's treacherous sea with me, and as for bad weather, we'll brave it together, and you shall creep under my lee, my wee, and you shall creep under my lee, my wee. For you are such a smart little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little prim little craft.
Oh, she is such a smart little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little prim little craft.
My hopes will be blighted, I fear, my dear. In a month you'll be going to sea quite free, and all of my wishes you'll throw to the fishes, as though they were never to be for me, as though they were never to be. And I shall be left all alone to moan and weep at your cruel deceit complete, while you'll be asserting your freedom by flirting with every woman you meet. You cheat, ah, with every woman you meet. Ah, though I am such a smart little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little prim little craft.
Oh, she is such a smart little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little tight little slight little light little trim little prim little craft.
So ho, pretty one! In my power at last, eh? Know ye not that I have those within my call who at my lightest bidding would immure ye in an uncomfortable dungeon? What ho! Within there!
Hold! We are prepared for this. Here is a flag that none dare defy. And while this glorious rag floats over Rose Maybud's head, the man does not live who would dare to lay unlicensed hand upon her.
Foiled and by a Union Jack. But a time will come, and then we shall...
Nay, let me plead with him. Sir Riven, have pity. In my book of etiquette, the case of a maiden about to be wedded to one who unexpectedly turns out to be a baronet with a curse on him is not considered. Time was when you loved me madly. Prove that this was no selfish love by according your consent to my marriage with one who, if he be not you yourself, is the next best thing. Your dearest friend. In bygone days I had thy love, thou hadst my heart. But fate, all human those above, all lives did part. I, the old love thou hadst for me, I, the fond heart that beat for thee, for joy that never now can be. Grant thou my prayer. Grant thou her
Take her, I yield.
Away to the monster we go. Same was the list to Mary, that he will turn to
such a smart little craft.
Such a neat little sweet little craft.
Such a bright little,
Tight little,
slight little,
light little,
trim little, prim little
Oh,
craft.
she is such a smart little craft, such a neat little sweet little craft, such a bright little, tight little, slight little, light little, trim little, prim little craft.
For a week I have fulfilled my accursed doom. I have duly committed a crime a day. Not a great crime, I trust, but still a crime. But will my ghostly ancestors be satisfied with what I have done, or will they regard it as an unworthy subterfuge? Oh, my forefathers! Wallowers in blood! There came at last a day when, sick of crime, you, each and every, vowed to sin no more, and so, in agony, called welcome death to free you from your cloying guiltiness. Let the sweet psalm of that repentant hour soften your long dead hearts and tune your souls to mercy on your poor posterity. hearts with icy glare and stern relentless brow, appearest who knows how.
I am the spectre of the late Sir Roderick Murgatroyd, who comes to warn thee that thy fate thou canst not now avoid.
Alas, poor ghost!
The pity you express for nothing goes. We spectres are a jolly crew than you perhaps suppose.
We spectres are a jollier crew than you perhaps suppose.
When the night wind howls, in the chimney cowls, and the bat in the moonlight flies, and inky clouds like funeral shrouds sail over the midnight skies. When the footpads quail and the night birds wail and black dogs bay at the moon, then is the spectre's holiday. Then is the ghost I know. For then is the ghost I know. I know. Then is the ghost I know. As the sob of the breeze sweeps over the trees and the mists lie low on the fen, from great tombstones are gathered the bones that once were women and men, and away they go with a pop and a mow to the realm of the Tenster Zone. For control limits a holiday, the dead of the nights I know. The dead of the nights I know. I know. The dead of the nights I know. And then each ghost with his lady toast to their churchyard beds take flight, with a kiss perhaps on to lantern taps and a grisly grim good night, till the welcome knell of the midnight bell rings forth its jolliest tune and ushers in our next high holiday, the dead of the nights I know. The dead of the nights I know. I know.
I recognize you. You are the picture that hangs above the fireplace.
In a bad light. I am.
Are you considered a good likeness?
Pretty well. Flattering.
Because as a work of art, you are poor.
I am crude in color, but I have only been painted 10 years. In a couple of centuries, I shall be an old master. And then you will be sorry you spoke lightly of me.
And may I ask why you have left your frames?
It is our duty to see that our successors commit their daily crimes in a conscientious and workmanlike fashion. It is our duty to remind you that you are evading the conditions under which you are permitted to exist.
Really, I don't know what you'd have. I've only been a bad baronet a week, and I've committed a crime punctually every day.
Let us inquire into this. Monday?
Monday was a bank holiday.
True. Tuesday?
On Tuesday, I made a false income tax return.
Nothing at all.
Everybody does that.
It's expected of you.
Wednesday?
On Wednesday, I forged a will.
Whose will?
My own.
My good sir, you can't forge your own will.
Can't I, though? I like that. I did. Besides, if a man can't forge his own will, whose will can he forge?
There's something in that.
Yes, it seems reasonable.
At first sight, it does.
Fallacy somewhere, I fancy.
A man can do what he likes with his own.
I suppose he can.
Well, then, he can forge his own will, stupid. On Thursday, I shot a fox.
Better! Pass the fox, I think. Yes, pass the fox. Friday.
On Friday, I forged a check.
Whose check?
Old Adam's.
But old Adam hasn't a banker.
I didn't say I forged his banker. I said I forged his check. On Saturday, I disinherited my only son.
But you haven't got a son.
No, not yet. I disinherited the lad in advance to save time. You see, by this arrangement, he'll be born ready disinherited.
I see what you mean, but I don't think you can do that.
My good sir, if I can't disinherit my own unborn son, whose unborn son can I disinherit?
These arguments sound very well, but I can't help thinking that if they were reduced to syllogistic form, they wouldn't hold water. Now quite understand us. We are foggy! But we do not permit our fogginess to be presumed upon. Unless you undertake to, well, suppose we say, carry off a lady? Those in favor of his carrying off a lady? Aye. Those of the contrary opinion? Oh, you're never satisfied. Yes, unless you undertake to carry off a lady at once. I don't care what lady, any lady. Choose your lady. You perish in inconceivable agonies.
Carry off a lady? Certainly not on any account. I've the greatest respect for ladies, and I wouldn't do anything of the kind for worlds. No, I'm not that kind of marionette, I assure you. If that's all you've got to say, you'd better go back to your frames.
Very good. Then let the agonies commence.
Don't tire yourself. Don't do that! I can't stand it!
Painful, isn't it? It gets worse by degrees.
Stop a bit! Stop it, will you? I want to speak! Oh dear me.
Better?
Yes, better now.
Well, do you consent?
But it's such an ungentlemanly thing to do.
As you please. Carry on.
I can't stand it. I agree. I promise it shall be done. Today. At once. I retract. I apologize. I had no idea it was anything like that.
He answers to our call. We do not ask for more. A sturdy fellow after all this latest Ruddigore. A sturdy fellow after all this latest Ruddigore. All perishing unheard of, oh, who dare our wills defy. We want your pardon, there we go. We want your pardon, there we go. For having agonized you so. So pardon us, so pardon us, so pardon us, or die. So pardon us, so pardon us, so pardon us, or die.
I pardon you. pardon you.
He pardons us, he pardons us, he pardons us. Hurrah!
My poor master, you are not well.
Gideon, Crawl, it won't do. I've seen them, all my ancestors. They're just gone. They say I must do something desperate at once, or perish in horrible agonies. You've no idea what those agonies are like. Go to yonder village. Carry off the maiden. Bring her here at once. Anyone, I don't care which.
But...
Not a word but obey. Fly! Away remorse, compunction hence, go moral force, go penitence. To virtue's plea a long farewell, propriety I ring your knell. Come, guiltiness of deadliest hue, come, desperate deeds of daring do. Henceforth all the crimes that I find in the Times I promise to perpetrate daily. Tomorrow I start with a petrified heart on a regular course of Old Bailey. There's confidence drinking, bad coin pocket picking, and several other disgraces. There's postage stamp rigging and then thimble rigging, the 3-card delusion at races. Oh, a baronet's rank is exceedingly nice, but the title's uncommonly dear at the price. Well-to-do squires who live in the shires where petty distinctions are vital, who found athenaeums and local museums with views to a baronet's title. Ye butchers and bakers and candlestick makers who sneer at all things that are trady, whose middle-class lives are embarrassed by wives who long to parade as my lady. Oh, allow me to offer a word of advice. The title's uncommonly dear at the price. Ye supple MPs who go down on your knees, your precious identity sinking, and vote black or white as your leaders indict, which saves you the trouble of thinking. For your country's good fame, her repute or her shame, you don't get a snuff of a candle, but you're paid for your game when you're told that your name will be graced by a baronet's handle. Oh, allow me to give you a word of advice. The title's uncommonly dear at the price.
once was a very abandoned person.
Making the most of evil chances.
Nobody could conceive a worse.
Even in all the old romances.
I blush for my wild extravagances. But be so kind to bear in mind
we were the victims of circumstances. That is one of our blameless dances. I was once an exceedingly odd young lady,
suffering much from spleen and vapors.
Clergymen thought my conduct shady.
She didn't spend much upon linen drapers.
It certainly entertained the gapers. My ways were strange beyond all range.
Paragraphs got into all the papers. We only cut respectable capers. I've given up all my wild proceedings.
My taste for a wandering life is waning.
Now I'm a dab at penny readings.
They are not remarkably entertaining.
A moderate livelihood we're gaining.
In fact, we rule a national school.
Duties are dull, but I'm not complaining. This sort of thing takes a deal of training. We have been married a week.
One happy week.
Our new life
Is delightful, indeed.
so calm.
So unimpassioned. Master, all this I owe to you. See, I'm no longer wild and untidy. My hair is combed, my face is washed, my shoes fit.
Margaret Dent, pray restrain yourself. Remember, you are now a district visitor.
A gentle district visitor.
You are orderly, methodical, neat. You have your emotions well under control.
I have. Master, when I think of all you have done for me, I fall at your feet. I embrace your ankles. I worship your knee.
Hush. This is not well. This is calculated to provoke remark. Be composed, I beg.
Oh, you are angry with your poor little Mad Margaret?
No, not angry, but a district visitor should learn to eschew melodrama. Visit the poor by all means, and give them tea and barley water. But don't do it as if you were administering a bowl of deadly nightshade. It upsets them. And then, when you visit the sick and find them not as well as could be expected, why go into hysterics?
Why not?
Because it's too jumpy for a sick room.
How strange. Oh, Master, how shall I express the all-absorbing gratitude that I...
Now?
Oh, yes, I know, dear. It shan't occur again. Shall I tell you one of poor Mad Margaret's odd thoughts? Well, then, when I am lying awake at night, and the pale moonlight streams through the lattice casement, strange fancies crowd my poor mad brain, and I sometimes think that if we could hit upon some word for you to use whenever I'm about to relapse, some word that teems with hidden meaning, like Basingstoke. It might recall me to my saner self, for after all, I am only poor Mad Margaret, crazy Meg, poor Peg. Oh.
Poor child. She wanders.
Bless you.
Thank you.
But soft, Margaret. Margaret, someone comes. Margaret, hurry, recollect yourself. Basingstoke, I beg. Margaret, if you don't Basingstoke at once, I shall be seriously angry.
Basingstoke it is.
Then make it so.
Gaspard and his young wife. This visit is unexpected.
Shall I fly at him? Shall I tear him limb from limb? Shall I rend him asunder? Say but the word and...
Basingstoke?
Basingstoke it is.
Then make it so. My brother. I call you brother still, despite your horrible profligacy. We have come to urge you to abandon the evil courses to which you have committed yourself, and at any cost, to become a pure and blameless ratepayer.
But I've done no wrong yet.
No wrong? He has done no wrong. Did you hear that?
Basingstoke.
Basingstoke it is.
Then make it so. My brother. I still call you brother, you observe? You forget that you have been, in the eye of the law, a bad baronet of Ruddigore for 10 years, and are therefore responsible, in the eye of the law, for all the misdeeds committed by the unhappy gentleman who occupied your place.
I see. Bless my heart, I never thought of that. Was I very bad?
Awful, wasn't he?
And I've been going on like this for how long?
10 years! Think of all the atrocities you have committed. My attorney, as it were, during that period. Remember how you trifled with this poor child's affections. How you raised her hopes on high. Don't cry, my love. Basingstoke, you know. Basingstoke. Only to trample them in the dust when they're at the very zenith of their fullness. Oh, fie, sir, fie. She trusted you.
Did she? What a degraded scoundrel I must have been, to be sure. There, don't cry, my dear. It's all right now. Bellingham, you know. Bellingham.
It's Basingstoke.
Basingstoke, of course it is Basingstoke.
Then make it so.
There, it's all right. He's married you now. That is, I've married you. I say, which of us has married her?
Oh, I've married her.
Oh, I'm glad of that. Yes, he's married you now. And anything more disreputable than my conduct seems to have been, I've never even heard of. But my mind is made up. I will defy my ancestors. I will refuse to obey their behests. Thus, by courting death, atone to some degree for the infamy of my career.
I knew it! I knew it! God bless you!
Margaret, my love. Basingstoke, Margaret.
Oh, Basingstoke it is.
My eyes are fully open to my awful situation. I shall go and watch Roderick and make him an oration. I shall tell him I've recovered my forgotten moral senses, and I don't get up and take the for any consequence. Now I do not want to perish by the sword or by the dagger, but a martyr may indulge a little pardonable swagger, and a word or two of compliment my vanity would flatter, but I've got to die tomorrow, so it really doesn't matter.
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 So it really doesn't matter. If I were not a little mad and generally silly, I should give you my advice upon the subject willy-nilly. I should show you in a moment how to grapple with the question, and you'd really be astonished at the force of my suggestion. On the subject I should write you a most valuable letter full of excellent suggestions when I feel a little bitter. But at present I'm afraid I am as bad as any hatter, so I'll keep them to myself, for my opinion doesn't matter.
An opinion doesn't matter. An opinion doesn't matter. An opinion doesn't matter. An opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter.
An opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter.
If I had been so lucky as to have a steady brother who could talk to me as we are talking down to one another, who could give me good advice when he discovered I was earning, which is just the very favor which on you I am conferring, my existence would have made a rather interesting idyll, and I might have lived and died a very decent individual. This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter. If it is, it doesn't matter.
This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
My eyes are fully open to my awful situation. I shall go and watch Roderick and make him an oration. I shall tell him I've recovered my forgotten moral senses, and I don't get up and take the knee for any consequence. Now I do not want to perish by the sword or by the dagger, but a martyr may indulge a little pardonable swagger, and a word or two of compliment my vanity would flatter, but I've got to die tomorrow, so it really doesn't matter.
If I were not a little mad and generally silly, I should give you my advice upon the subject willy-nilly. I should show you in a moment how to grapple with the question, and you'd really be astonished at the force of my suggestion. On the subject I should write you a most valuable letter full of excellent suggestions when I feel a little better. But at present I'm afraid I'm as mad as any hatter, so I'll keep it to myself, for my opinion doesn't matter.
If I had been so lucky as to have a steady brother who could talk to me as we are talking now to one another, who could give me good advice when he discovered I was earning, which is just the very favor which on you I am conferring, my existence would have made a rather interesting idyll, and I might live and die a very decent individual. This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
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 This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter isn't generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
Master, the deed is done.
What deed?
She is here, alone, unprotected. Who? The lady. I've carried her off. I had a hard task, for she fought like a tiger cat.
Great heaven, I had forgotten her. I had hoped to have died unspotted by crime, but I am foiled again, and by a tiger cat. Produce her and leave us. So-ho, pretty one. In my power at last, eh? Dame Hannah! This is not what I expected.
Well, sir, and what would you with me? Oh, you have begun bravely, very bravely indeed, unappalled by the calm dignity of blameless womanhood. Your minion has torn me from my spotless home and dragged me blindfolded and shrieking through hedges, over stiles, and across a very difficult country, and left me alone
protected at your mercy. Yet not helpless cowards, sir, for approach one step, nay, but the 20th part of 1 poor inch, and this poniard shall teach ye what it is to lay unholy hands on old Stephen Trusty's daughter.
Madam, I am extremely sorry for this. It is not at all what I intended. Anything more correct, more deeply respectful than my intentions towards you, it would be impossible for anyone, however particular, to desire.
Bah! I am not to be tricked by smooth words, hypocrite, but be warned in time, for there are without 100 gallant hearts whose trusty blades would hack him limb from limb, who dare lay unholy hands on old Stephen Trusty's daughter.
And this is what it is to embark upon a career of unlicensed pleasure.
Harkye, miscreant! Secured me, and I am your poor prisoner. But if you think I cannot take care of myself, you are very much mistaken. Now then, it's 1 to 1, and let the best man win.
Don't look at me like that. I can't bear it. Roderick, Uncle, save me!
What's the matter? Have you carried her off?
I should think I have. She is there. Look at her. She terrifies me.
Little Nannikin.
Roddy-doddy.
My own old love! Why, how came you here?
This brute, he carried me off bodily, but I'll show him.
Stop. What do you mean by carrying off this lady? Are you aware that once upon a time she was engaged to be married to me? I'm very angry. Very angry indeed.
Now, I hope this will teach you a lesson.
Hold your tongue, sir!
Yes, Uncle.
Have you given him any encouragement?
Have I given you any encouragement? Oh, frankly now, have I?
No, frankly, you have not. Anything more scrupulously correct than your conduct, it would be impossible to desire.
You, go away.
Yes, Uncle.
This is a strange meeting after so many years.
Very. I thought you were dead.
I am. I died 10 years ago.
And are you pretty comfortable?
Pretty well. That is, yes, pretty well.
You don't deserve to be. For I loved you all the while, dear, and it made me dreadfully unhappy to hear of all your goings-on. You bad, bad boy. There grew a little flower 'neath a great oak tree. When the tempest 'gan to lower, little heeded she. No need had she to cower, for she dreaded not its power. She was happy in the bower of a great oak tree. Sing hey, lack-a-day. Sing hey, lack-a-day, let the tears fall free for the pretty little flower and the great oak tree. Sing hey, lack-a-day, sing hey, lack-a-day, sing hey, lack-a-day, let the tears fall free for the pretty little flower and the great oak tree. When she learned that he was fickle, was that great oak tree, she was in a pretty pickle, as she well might be. But his gallantries were mickle, for death followed with his sickle, and the tears began to trickle for the great oak tree. Sing hey, lack-a-day. Sing hey, lack-a-day, let the tears fall free for the pretty little flower and the great oak tree. Sing hey, lack-a-day, sing hey, lack-a-day, sing hey, lack-a-day, let the tears fall free for the pretty little flower and the great oak tree. Said she, he loved me never, did that great oak tree. But I'm neither rich nor clever, and so why should he? But though fate or fortune sever, to be constant I'll and never, I forever and forever to my great oak tree sing hey, lack-a-day. Sing hey, lack-a-day, let the tears fall free for the pretty little flower and the great oak tree. Sing hey, lack-a-day, sing hey, lack-a-day, sing hey, lack-a-day, let the tears fall free for the pretty little flower and the great oak tree. Sing hey, lack-a-day,
Little Nannikin,
Roddy-doddy.
it's not too late, is it?
Oh, Roddy.
I'm quite respectable now, you know.
You're a ghost, ain't you?
Well, yes, a kind of ghost.
But what would be my legal status as a ghost's wife?
It would be a very respectable position.
But I should be the wife of a dead husband, Roddy.
No doubt.
But the wife of a dead husband is a widow, Roddy.
I suppose she is.
And a widow is at liberty to marry again, Roddy.
Dear me, yes. That's awkward. I never thought of that.
No, Roddy. I thought you hadn't.
When you've been a ghost for a considerable time, it's astonishing how foggy you become.
Stop a bit, both of you!
This intrusion is unmannerly.
I am surprised at you.
I can't stop to apologize. An idea has just occurred to me. A baronet of Ruddigore can only die through refusing to commit his daily crime.
No doubt.
Therefore, to refuse to commit a daily crime is tantamount to suicide.
It would seem so.
But suicide is itself a crime, and so, by your own showing, you ought never to have died at all.
I see. I understand. Then I'm practically alive.
Every man jack of you.
My brother ancestors, down from your frames. You believe yourselves to be dead. You may take it from me that you are not. And all that is necessary is an application to the Supreme Court to prove that you ought never to have died at all.
Rose, when you believed I was a simple farmer, I believe you loved me.
Madly, passionately.
But when I became a bad baronet, you very properly loved Richard instead.
Passionately, madly.
But if I should turn out not to be a bad baronet after all, how would you love me then?
Madly, passionately.
As before?
Why, of course.
My darling!
Here I say, belay!
Oh, sir, belay, if absolutely necessary.
Belay? Certainly not.
When a man has been a naughty baronet and expresses deep repentance and regret, you should help him if you're able, like the mousey in the fable. That's the teaching of my book of etiquette. That's the teaching of my book of etiquette.
Having been a wicked baronet a week, once again a modest livelihood I seek. Agricultural employment is to be a keen enjoyment for a naturally diffident and meek.
For a naturally diffident and meek. If you ask me why, do not like my eye. Like an honest brave sailor, I reply. That was sorrow for my messes, I'll be bread and cheese and kisses, which is just a sort of ration I enjoy.
Which is just a sort of ration you enjoy.
Prompted by a keen desire to evoke all the blessed call the matrimony's yoke. We shall toddle off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow for to settle in the town of Basingstoke.
Prompted by a keen desire to evoke all the blessed call the matrimony's yoke. They will toddle off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow for to settle in the town of Basingstoke. For to settle in the town of Basingstoke. They will toddle off tomorrow from the scene of sin and sorrow for to settle in the town of Basingstoke.